Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you're having an outstanding day. And today we're going to be talking about feeding in general. I'm going to look at some of the animals today. And we did a feeding here a couple days ago, and I kind of bounced the camera around, recorded everything. So we're going to look at some different feeding behaviors for the reticulated and the Burmese pythons, hognose, ball python, carpet pythons on there. So we'll look at that, and we're going to do a bit of a cost comparison too on where folks are getting their feeders from. If you're buying mice and rats and so forth, if you're getting those things from the pet stores or a rat breeder. I also went today and picked up a small order of rats and mice. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. So you won't want to go anywhere. It's going to be a fun day, and we'll be right back on Intrepid Exotics. Do you have a natural love for animals? Then come along with us as we explore what it's like living with and caring for some of the most unique animals on the planet, our reptiles. Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. What are you doing? And of course, we can't forget about old Niles here. Every time we come down here and start filming, he's got to be in the middle of everything. What are you doing, bud? You smell mice, don't you? These guys have got every bit of keen sense of smell as the snakes do. I just had those mice on my fingers, and that's why that tongue's going crazy right now, because he thinks it's time to eat again. And if you could see him sitting out on his platform right now, you'd see he doesn't need to eat anymore today. I just fed him really well yesterday. And these guys are so awesome. But if you look at my index finger there, you can see what's left of the bite that he gave me the other day. He takes so much time. I go down there and work with him and interact with him like this as much as I can. And most of the time he's pretty cool. But he gets really excited real easy. Nile monitors are just by no means a beginner lizard. These guys can really be a handful. He's really cool. They're gorgeous animals. But even after having this guy for 2 years, I still never let my guard down with him. And here's my little male ball python. This little guy right here has probably got more personality than anybody else I got. He is always so eager, and all you got to do is walk up to his cage or walk up to his enclosure, and he is just right there wanting to do something. Yep. If we can get the focus to work right. Such a pretty little boy, and he knows it too. We got Monty here. She had just put down a 5-pound rabbit about 2 days ago. And of course she's come over to see what's going on just as soon as we got down here. I give her about another 2 days and she's going to be ready to come out and start roaming around again. She's such a pretty girl. Cannot wait until she gets good and big for me. There's my little baby Burmese girl. She just put down a stillborn rabbit the other day, and she looks like she's already ready to eat again. But look at how plump that girl is, man. She's a growing girl, and she is eating like a horse. And we got my other little girl over here cruising. This is my Florida king snake. And she is another one that is just hyper interactive rather. We spend so much time with the larger snakes here. Little ones don't get nearly the attention that they deserve. This little Florida king snake right here. She is all over the place today. I'm pretty certain she smells nice. Even though she just ate, she is what you might call a bottomless pit. And she will eat every single time you put something in front of her. I've never seen her refuse. Look at that little head. That's just the most awesome little girl right there. And these guys right here are really good starter snakes for folks. Yeah, she's really interactive. She's really active, and really good eaters. They're really easy to care for. Typically don't have the same humidity requirements a lot of other ones will. And this snake is just all over the place today. Somebody has got a lot of energy. And if you notice, I've talked about this in other videos too. You know, you see how active this girl is, and notice how I'm not grabbing her. Just kind of letting my hands flow underneath her wherever she goes, even as quick as she's going right here. As long as you keep one hand in front of their face like that, you know, she's going to run this energy out, and then she's going to be pretty chill here in a minute. So old Snoop over here can't see what's going on over the chair. I wanted to get a really good shot of her. She was sitting down there in her water bowl minding her own business. And as soon as we start filming, I guess she thinks she's coming out again, because she wants to periscope up and take a look and see what's going on. These carpet pythons are so much fun. These guys are so active. And again, she just ate 2 days ago too, so I'm not going to be really quick to take her out and handle her. So a really quick point on feeders, especially for folks that have got smaller collections that find yourself running down to the pet store all the time and buying the frozen feeders from there. If you could find a local rat breeder, rat mouse breeder or so forth close to you, I find that tends to be the way to go all the time. I'm going to show you really quick just a really small order that I went and picked up today. And if you price these out at PetSmart, for example, these feeders, this right here is $100 worth of feeders. And we've got pinky rats, small rats, large mice, and 2 bags of medium rats. And you're going to find, for example, if you look at this that I priced out earlier, they say large rats on this one box here, but large rats for PetSmart are about the size of a medium rat everywhere else. So you can see you're going to be spending, you know, over $100 on 15 rats up at the pet stores, where when I go through my breeders, yeah, I've got 80 sitting right here between the rats, the mice, the pinkies, and you know, we're looking at $105 was the bill on this. So it definitely behooves everybody. If you can find a local breeder, that's the way to go, man. You're going to save yourself a lot of money over the long run feeding your animals. So we did some feeding here the other day, and I videoed everything. Wasn't a whole lot of commentary in the middle of it. I was looking at just getting everybody fed, but I thought it was a really good opportunity now to go ahead and run that. I'll run some commentary over it, and it's a really good opportunity to look at some different feeding responses and things like that. You know, the more that we can see of snake behavior under different circumstances, the better it's going to make us as keepers. So I've got several different species that I was feeding the other day, and we'll take a look at those. We're going to start with Tigger, my 15-foot, 65-pound male retic, and he's eating a 5-pound rabbit in this. So this guy right here, you can see he is definitely on point and ready to eat. He's watching. As soon as I get those tongs on that rabbit, man, he knows what's going on. Have his undivided attention. And this is one of those things when you open up the enclosure door, if you see him doing like that and chasing your hand and darting around, probably time to get your hook out. Okay. Here he goes. Yeah. And this is really cool feeding him as well. I mean, this is one of those snakes where he is either completely on point and ready to eat, or he doesn't want anything to do with it. I never have to coax him into taking it or anything. He either flat out refuses, or he gets it just like that. Probably 99% of the time. He's such a good boy. And like I said, that stuff that you really got to watch for when you're not feeding is you open up the door like that and their head starts darting around. It means that they're ready to bite something. And you're going to see a completely different behavior with my Burmese here. These snakes are both males. They're about the same age. And look at them just staring at me. And I throw the food in there, and it's so funny because this snake gets handled so much. You know, I walk up to the enclosure, he automatically sees me, and he's paying attention to me and wanting to come out. That it takes me so long to coax him into even messing around with this rabbit. And it's been a little while since he's eaten. You know, and he's just trying to get around it, trying to push it out of the way. And yeah, he just wants to get out and roam around up until the point where I kind of get him cornered into his enclosure with it. And then he finally casually says, okay, well, we're going to take it. But it's just really funny to see the difference in demeanors. You know, it's that way pretty frequently with that Burmese right there. More often than not, I've really got to do a lot of coaxing and get him to eat. And of course, this is part of the daily routine. Well, not daily routine, but part of the, at the very least, weekly routine. But I'm always down there, you know, spot cleaning and topping everybody off. After you feed, you know, especially with your bigger snakes, you definitely have to make sure they're topped off with clean water. And here's my female retic. There's no bones about her. She knows when it's time to eat. That's all she's concerned with.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Hungry girl?
There she goes. Yeah. And all these rabbits that I'm feeding are between 4 and 5 pounds. So, yeah, they're fairly decent sized meals for these guys. Like I said, this feeding right here was 2 days ago, and I went down. You can hardly see the food bump in either one of them. This one right here is a stillborn rabbit that I'm feeding my little baby Burmese. Really happy to see her starting to eat like this and take down these good-sized meals because, you know, for the first 2 months I had her, I had to assist feed her. And so it made me really happy when she started taking them. Now this carpet python here, she's always the same way. You know, she sees it, as soon as she knows what it is, she's after it, and that's it. She loves her food. And as soon as I closed the door, she fell down. And this girl, this is my ball python. She was on a hunger strike for about 4 or 5 months. And when she came out of it, man, did her appetite come back. She is really, really food aggressive now. And and she doesn't have really good aim either. I felt bad for her because when I got it closer, she actually bounced her face off the side of the enclosure when she took it. But she is a sweet girl, but she's serious about her food now. Of course, the nerd sticker on there. So just kind of a fun video there, you know, hope everybody got a little bit out of it. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to all the subscribers out there. When we hit 500, I was kind of shooting for that so we could get the communities tab opened up and I could start posting on there as well. And oddly enough, by the time YouTube had actually gotten around to activating it, we'd already crossed 800 subscribers. So we're well on our way. Channel's moving along really nicely. And, you know, I've got plans once we get over 1,000 subscribers, we can get everything monetized. I'll start working on some affiliate links with some different companies. You know, I'm going to start reaching out to folks that have got reptile handling equipment and stuff. And, you know, stuff that may not be really commonplace. Really like to link up with some of the smaller companies and so forth. And, you know, some enclosure builders. Really want to start networking a lot with reptile keepers, and then everything that we end up generating off this channel is all going to turn around and go right back into the animals. So you know, everything that we make off this channel, the affiliate links, I'm going to start a Patreon page, and everything off of all of that's just going to get put right back into the animals. We're going to start upgrading enclosures, looking for a bigger place, and yeah, bigger animals. I've got a list. of all the animals that I want to get here or in the new place, whenever we get moved, preferably in a new place, because some of them I just don't have room for. But yeah, I've got a list of animals that I want to get in, start making videos about things like that as well. So I really appreciate it, man. You guys have been on the ball, and it's really been a big help to us. Give you a quick close-up of the Battle of the Garden Gnomes right here. Looks like he's having a bad day, and they're trying their best, but I don't think they're gonna win. It doesn't seem to be slowing him down much at all. And any of you guys that do any kind of streaming, editing, work online, and so forth, this Stream Deck right here, man, I picked this thing up about a year ago, maybe a little bit less. But, man, this thing has been great. When I go in and I start doing my editing, got all of this stuff programmed for the Adobe software. And I got my Premiere that comes up. There we go. And all these little hotkeys and stuff like that, man. This thing right here is a lifesaver. It makes everything go so much easier. So, a little peep into my little workstation here. So, I hope you guys have an outstanding day, and I will see you again. And I'm going to either, over the weekend, today's Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to put out at least one more video this weekend. So, hope you guys have an outstanding day, and I will see you next time on Intrepid Exotics.